Good afternoon. I'm Gwendolyn Morton, and this is Live at 5 on WBON TV9, where every local story starts here. A few of our top headlines. Berea residents could soon see low-speed vehicles on city streets. We've got the details on that. Plus, a Richmond man that escaped custody is still on the run, and arrangements for a Pulaski County EMT that died in the line of duty. We've got all those stories, plus sports and weather, all coming up today live at 5. But first, in our WBON TV big story of the day, Berea is considering an ordinance to allow what's known as low-speed vehicles on city streets. Berea Tourism Commission Chairman Bill says that to be in Berea's interest to adopt a Kentucky ordinance allowing these LSVs on streets where the speed limit is 35 miles per hour or less. West presented his idea to city officials during a work session Tuesday, explaining that a low-speed vehicle should not be confused with a golf cart. Unlike a golf cart, LSVs are equipped with many safety features that are employed in cars, including parking brakes, horns, and other amenities, but none of them exceed 35 miles per hour. This is one such example of an LSV on screen now. You can read much more about these vehicles and what it would mean for Berea to adopt legalizing their use. That's the story up now by Andy McDonald. That story is on WBONTV.com. Well, authorities are still searching for a Richmond man who walked away from a work detail on Tuesday. Brandon Rodas walked away from the work detail in Franklin County, but not before stealing some money from the inmate transport van. Rodas then visited the Frankfort Walmart for some new clothes and the Frankfort Kroger. KSP say Rodas could be back in Richmond. He's described as a white male, 6'1", with dark brown hair and brown eyes. He has distinctive tattoos, including a teardrop under his left eye, a cross on his right forearm, and the name Emma Jane on his left forearm. He was believed to have been picked up by a white van heading to Richmond. Officials add Rodas was nearly done with his sentence in the Franklin County Regional Jail before the escape. Anyone who may have information about the location of Mr. Rodas is asked to call their local law enforcement or KSP Post 12 in Frankfort. That phone number, 502-227-2221. The ongoing investigation is being conducted by KSP Trooper Brandon Crabtree. With Election Day getting closer, it's a good time to get prepared for some things that could come up on that day and even during the early voting period. In part 2 of our interview with Madison County Clerk Kenny Barger, he tells our Michael Watkins about 2 new additions to voting locations in Madison County and the importance of having the 10 different options when voters use the placing their ballots.
When election time rolls around, you may not think about it, but it's better to have yourself prepared when going to place your vote. Here in Madison County, there will now be 10 different locations to vote at on Election Day, including the Berea Church of God, East Side Community Church, Whitehall Baptist Church, the Madison County Extension Office, the Public Library in Richmond, the Russell Action Folk Center, Mule Barn in Arlington, Ignite North, and the 2 new locations, including Ignite South in Berea and the Richmond Active Living Center. Earlier this week, I caught up with a very busy man this time of year, Madison County Clerk Kenny Barger, and he talked about the importance of the 2 new locations that are being added this election.
So we went to a what we call vote center model, where people can go to any vote center they want to. They don't have to go to, it's not a precinct model, they don't have to go to a certain, used to be elementary school gym, and stand in a certain line. So that allowed us to spread out our precinct officers. And the Secretary of State's office, the State Board of Election, is involved now with approving our plans. They always have, but it was pretty cut and dry. Now they're looking at, why don't you have a location in this area of the county? And asking those questions, and they're good questions to ask. But you can't just have a voting location anywhere you like. It has to be ADA compliant, number one. Not everywhere is ADA compliant. It's got to have enough parking. It's got to have enough space inside for the equipment. It's got to have enough space inside for a line in case there's inclement weather, that kind of thing. So they're tough to find. And we're really fortunate to find the ones that we have.
The importance of having these different locations spread across the county is because of the fact that you can now vote at any of them. Let's say you live in Waco, but you work in Berea. Well, that person can vote at any polling location they come across on their commute to or from work, including one of those in Berea. During the early voting days, only 7 of the locations will be open for you to place your vote. The 3 that won't be open include the Mule Barn, the Berea Church of God, and Whitehall Baptist Church will be unavailable on those days. Part of the process in being prepared when you go vote is knowing what you need to bring with you and getting yourself familiar with the ballot itself.
They need to bring ID and have the ID ready. So during the last election, we realized, like I say, it takes, depending on the voter, it takes 45 seconds to a minute to check someone in. There are tutorials on our website, and the biggest hurdle we had, it's age. Folks that are not used to using anything, any kind of touchscreen device or anything like that. And I've had folks tell me I've never used a computer, and I'll tell them we're going to fix that today.
Go to MadisonCountyClerk.us to help get yourself ready for when the time comes to cast your ballot. For WBON TV 9, I'm Michael Watkins.
Thanks, Michael, for that story. Well, the Richmond Police Department has apprehended a man involved in 2 indecent exposure incidents this week in Richmond. According to police, the first incident occurred on Sunday, March the 31st, when officers responded to a local business after receiving a complaint regarding indecent exposure, but the suspect fled before officers arrived. Yesterday, officers were again summoned to another local business for a similar complaint. This time, officers were able to pursue the suspect, leading to his capture in a nearby wooded area after a brief foot pursuit. Comparison of surveillance footage from both incidents, police identified and arrested Lewis Howell, 20, of Maysville, as the perpetrator responsible for both offenses. Howell has been charged with 2 counts of indecent exposure, 2 counts of sexual abuse first degree, fleeing or evading police, and other charges. He is lodged in the Madison County Detention Center. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We've had a crazy weather week. We've got Sam in the Weather Center going to give us a look at the forecast.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Jennifer, and in the spring of 1992, Bishop's Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow. Looking for some fun? The Galaxy Bowling Center has a league for you. No matter your skill level, you can come out, make some new friends, and have a great time. Call 624-4444 for details. Or if you're more of a trivia person, Champions Grill has you covered every Tuesday starting at 7 with great prizes and all-you-can-eat wings for only $19.99. Why go anywhere else? The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Grill, your ticket to fun just off I-75, exit 87 in Richmond.
Watch The Real McCoys, weekdays at 9:30 a.m. on Heartland.
Family known as The Real McCoys.
Watch Laugh-In on Retro TV, Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. and Saturdays at 8.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. Looks like we're finally calming down a little bit in the weather department, but freezing temperatures on the way. We've got Sam Ryan with a look at the forecast to let us know for sure.
Hi, thanks, Gwendolyn, and welcome, everyone. We could have a lot of visitors traveling towards Paducah. Underneath the path of totality, looking at the eclipse forecast, it's one of the areas that has a higher likelihood of seeing clear skies. So that's all in the blue, and notice you head down this path of totality right here, and you get into the gray. Now that's a higher chance at seeing some cloud cover. So again, we're kind of in that pocket where we have the highest likelihood of seeing clear skies. And so again, a lot of visitors expected the western part of the state as we head on into our Monday. For the time being, though, we still have clouds overhead here locally. And those will continue a bit into the day Friday. Can't rule out a couple drips still making its way through that northwesterly flow through the overnight. Maybe a couple out there on Friday, but the clouds kind of stick around for a little bit. They'll begin to break up more and more. We have clearing taking place by Friday night, that low pressure moving off to the northeast. Now it's going to set the stage for a chilly morning Saturday, maybe some patchy frost out there if you have any cold sensitive plants, and then we'll be warming up here through the afternoon and then into the day on Sunday. So mid-30s out the door, that cloud cover mid to upper 30s. Daytime highs only topping out in the upper 40s for Friday. And those winds out of the northwest, they're not going to be as strong. Saturday still out of the northwest. Then they start to turn more out of the south. Not only will that warm us up into the weekend, but it will also bring some showers and thunderstorms in here later on Monday. Okay, so it's not going to, right now it doesn't look like it will impact the eclipse at all. So those storms later on, and then into the day Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Could even have some severe weather associated with those. But check out that morning temperature here on Saturday. So it's Friday 47. Friday night we drop down to 32 degrees. That's where the cold sensitive plants will be in jeopardy here on Saturday morning. Gwendolyn, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. And for weather all the time, you can find it on Channel 9 online. Check out our Facebook page and WBONTV.com. Well, in 1750, Dr. Thomas Walker was the first known person to discover and use coal in what would later become Kentucky. The earliest known commercial coal production was 20 tons in 1790 in Lee County, 2 years before the Commonwealth became the state of Kentucky. Coal itself has been very important to the history of our state, but today at the state capitol, a change was made in what exactly coal is. With more on the topic and a report from Frankfort, here's Charles Baglin. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties with that story. We're going to try to get that fixed, and we'll be right back with you with that. But in the meantime, a large funeral service is being organized for the Pulaski County EMT who died in the line of duty Monday. Christian Tyler McQuarter died while transporting a patient when the ambulance he was driving was struck by a semi-truck in Garrett County. The patient also died and another EMT was injured in that crash. The funeral service and memorial will be held at 2 p.m. Saturday at the Clinton County High School. That's where McQuarter was raised. Well, severe storms swept through the Bluegrass State on Tuesday morning, leaving a trail of destruction and power outages in their wake. According to the National Weather Service, Louisville surveys were planned for several counties, including Jefferson, Oldham, Henry, Bourbon, and Clark. The NWS provided the following updates on storm damage surveys. The following counties experienced EF1 or EF2 tornadoes. Anderson County, Bourbon County, Boyle County witnessed 2 tornadoes. Clark County, Henry County, Jefferson, Oldham counties witnessed an EF1, likely the same tornado that hit Jeffersonville, Indiana. Jessamine County saw an EF1 tornado. Mason County, McCracken County, Nelson County with an EF1 with 95-mile-per-hour winds. Surveys are still ongoing across the state as per the NWS. In addition to tornadoes, the NWS confirmed straight-line wind damage in Fayette, Woodford, Mercer, and Spencer counties. Cleanup efforts were underway in various affected areas, with workers cutting up downed trees and assessing property damage caused by the storms. Firefighters also continue to check houses for gas leaks following that severe weather. Well, speaking of those tornadoes, Governor Andy Beshear visited Jessamine County Wednesday in the aftermath of the severe weather that wreaked havoc across the state. Nicholasville's Industrial Park, also known as the Old Drag Strip, bore the brunt of the storm's fury, experiencing significant damage characterized by collapsed structures, strewn power lines, and ruptured gas lines. Several buildings were deemed condemned by city authorities. On Wednesday afternoon, Beshear met with local first responders and Nicholasville Mayor Alex Carter to assess the devastation firsthand. Despite the extensive damage, there were fortunately no reported injuries in the area. Beshear urged individuals affected by Tuesday's tornadoes to meticulously document the damage and file reports with their local emergency management offices, as this information could influence FEMA funding allocations statewide. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Dawson Roll coming up next with sports right after this.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
When the possibility for severe weather is a threat, it pays to have an expert on your side. Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration want you to know that your home is their top priority. When the storms have left you with more questions than answers, Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration is there to walk you through the process and offer free roof inspections and estimates. From wind and hail, fire and smoke damage, commercial and residential. Trust Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration. Like them on Facebook to learn more.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we make it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist. Offering single-visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from surgical implant placement and restoration, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. And we now have the Cone Beam 3D technology for taking scans of the jaw. For your next dental appointment, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
How do you protect your family during a disaster? Have a plan of action for tornadoes, floods, earthquakes, and for an incident at the Bluegrass Army Depot. Know what you will do and how you will contact each other. Having a plan helps to keep you calm and not panic. Visit EstleCountyEMA.com to get started today. Plan today for a safer tomorrow.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Micah Watkins, Samantha Burford, and Dawson Rule as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 on WBON Channel 9 and on Y92.5, V99.3, and CBS Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by the Richmond Raceway, the Law Office of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop Small Engine Repair.
Orthopedic and Sport Physical Therapy will help guide you on your road to recovery.
It is our mindset, a spirit driven to excellence, to help people heal faster and better.
If you have pain or an injury, or you need experts in sports medicine, Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy is your best choice in rehabilitation, and you have direct access.
In most cases, you do not need a referral to any of our 7 locations serving the region.
Just give OSPTKY a call. Visit our website at osptky.com to find the location nearest you.
Welcome back to Live at 5. Check out highlights from a fun Model versus Berea baseball game last night and more local sports updates today with your Channel 9 sports anchor, Dawson Rule.
To get today's daily sports segment going, let me begin with a fun baseball game that took place last night between county baseball rivals Berea and Model. The Pirates and Patriots faced off on EKU's baseball field due to rain throughout the day, and fans and players got to play on a great turf field for this matchup. Before getting into highlights, some of the stats from Model are very impressive. Pitcher Matthew Gorbett had 6 innings of scoreless baseball with 8 strikeouts pitched. Not only that, but he also threw a no-no, which I did not even realize till after the game happened. Gorbett was great on the mound, and so were his teammates. Beckett Parker Noblet had 2 RBIs on 4 hits, while Connor Sayre, Mark Thomas Ellis, Kellen Burchett, and Aaron Short all added in some RBIs on the night. Here are some of the top highlights from the evening.
Here's Thompson's pitch to Burchett. Swings on. That's a good hit right there for Burchett. Falls, drives in a run, and Kellen did what I said. He'd get it off to a hot start. Sayre scores 2-0. Model leads. Kellen Burchett over at first. Let's get a replay on that. Good, solid piece of hitting right where nobody was. Easy hit for Burchett, bringing in his teammate. That one's a good pitch right there for a strike. But third is taken and an opportunity. Another run will score for Model. Here comes Zerby. 3-0 Patriots. First pitch outside and ball's gone. Ellis will score. 4-0 now the Model Patriots lead as Ellis slides in with a little finesse. 2 balls, no strikes. Swung on and this will fall for a hit. Uh-oh, more bases. 1 run scores. It's 5-0. Sayre's going to. Oh, this could be an inside the Parker if he really wants to go for it. He's going to get held up at third. Smart by Coach Sutton there to say stop. Pitch hit on well, and that'll drive in 1 run at least. Albert will just take 1. 7-0 now the Model lead as Stevens comes rolling into home. Wind up. Sayre hits it fair. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. Sayre's going on to second. Will he come to third? Nope, he'll stop there at second. Now, 9-0, your lead for the Model Patriots. How about Sayre's hit right there? The outfielders for the Pirates got to work on fielding that baseball.
Berea was set to have a rebound game for baseball at home against Frankfort Christian, but that game tonight was canceled. A reminder that the next 2 evenings, there are some basketball colonels on a national stage. Tonight at 9, EKU's John Yukamadu is participating in the college basketball slam dunk contest. And tomorrow, Isaiah Kozar will be participating in the college basketball all-star game. Antonio Reeves from UK will also be participating in the college basketball three-point contest tonight. So Kearns and Cats fans can both watch and enjoy. The UK baseball team is about to begin a big 3-game home series against Alabama this weekend, beginning with the first game tomorrow at 6:30. The Wildcats are 24-4, with this conference series being big for the rest of the season's outlook. Good luck to the Wildcats, or the Batcats if you want to call them that, and make sure to get out this weekend and support this team in Lexington. Now, EKU's baseball team, they're on the road this week, facing a-Sun foe, North Florida, for a 3-game series. The Ospreys are 14-12 as a team, and EKU is 8-21, although they had recently won 5 out of their first 6 conference games before being swept by Stetson last weekend. The Colonels are 3-1 all-time against the Ospreys. That's going to wrap up the sports coverage for today. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and come back tomorrow for more sports updates. This is Dawson Rule with Madison County's Sports Report.
Thanks, Dawson, for that sports report. I think we've got that story that we tried earlier back up and going. We're going to try that again now.
Since 1998, coal has been the Kentucky state mineral. But leaving no stone unturned for scientific accuracy, agate specialist and state representative Al Gentry of Louisville, who also holds a degree in geology, have unearthed new information. Because coal contains certain crystals, it can and should be classified as a rock, leaving Kentucky agate, the former state rock, in a hard place. So House Bill 378 amends the science faux pas by swapping positions. Coal, the new state rock, and agate, the new state mineral? Not so fast. Calcite slips in as the new state mineral.
There is no better mineral that is more Kentucky than calcite.
Representative Gentry explains.
Calcite comprises limestone, includes the Mammoth Cave System, largest cave system in the world. It also weathers to create the bluegrass region, which leads to the best horse farms in the world and the fastest thoroughbreds in the world. And it also contributes to bourbon.
So our old friend Kentucky agate, which was left with a pebble in its shoe, claims a new designation, the official Kentucky gemstone. So with coal the new official rock, calcite the designated mineral, and agate our state gemstone, House Bill 378 is now just a stone's throw away from becoming law. It awaits the governor's signature. Reporting at the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Charles Baglin.
And at the half, EKU leads state 21-7.
I love the way these look.
Thanks.
Yeah, go Colonels.
Is it here? Hey, Coach, it's right here, but shouldn't you be at the game?
Carry your favorite team with you everywhere you go with a new EKU branded debit card from CG Bank. No matter what season it is, always show your Colonel pride.
Has anyone seen Coach?
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
Heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com.
For years, Richmond residents have been searching for a heating and air company that can do it all. That search is now over. Don't let the name fool you. Fayette Heating and Air serves all over Central Kentucky for both commercial and residential customers. With Fayette Heating and Air, they promise that no matter the issue, no matter the time, you can expect award-winning heating repairs the first time, every time. Visit FayetteHeating.com to learn about special financing and how to sign up for the Comfy Club. With Fayette Heating and Air, complete home solution.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. Lexington police responded to reports of shots fired on Carlisle Avenue overnight, where they discovered a man suffering from a gunshot wound. That call came in just after 1 a.m. Sadly, the individual was pronounced dead at the scene by the Fayette County Coroner's Office. At present, there are no suspects identified and no other injuries have been reported. The Lexington Police Department is actively investigating the incident and urges anyone with any information to contact them. That phone number, 859-258-3600. Thanks so much for joining us today Live at 5. Have a wonderful afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow with the Weekender Report. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow Live at 5.